Hello! Welcome to the Unhaul I have been putting off. Ta-da! These are my middle grade shelves. You guys very rarely see this shelf. It's in the other corner of my library. You mostly see my pretty shelves over there or over there. You don't see this one, because it's become very much a dumping ground. Not a dumping ground I am proud of at all. And that is possibly because I have fallen out of love with middle grade. I don't want to say grown out of it, because there's still some middle grades that I do love. But in general, I don't find myself reaching for middle grade the way that I used to. I don't find middle grade giving me the joy that it used to. A lot of middle grades for me now are very samey. I feel like there's very few that can surprise me and make me feel anything anymore. So this whole shelf really needs some attention. And this has been sparked, because as I say, I've been putting this off. This has been sparked by my sister, who came to me the other day to say, Jade, do you have any children's books that you want to get rid of anytime soon, because my school's having a Christmas fair and they've asked for donations of anything that can like go towards the Christmas fair, like either put on stalls or just donations to the school in general. And I have donated to her school before, so I thought it was really nice that she came to me to ask that. And I thought, you know what, if I actually give this shelf the clear out it needs, I absolutely can contribute to her school's Christmas fair. So I'm gonna do it. For the good of me and the sanity of my library, like this corner does not spark joy. My other shelves absolutely do. This one doesn't. And also for the good of my sister's school and her being able to go in with a big old box of books and be like, I've got all of this to contribute. Yay! You know? So it's a good cause, and it's given me a push that I need to actually do something about it. So I have a box. Ta-da! My plan is to fill it with books. Ideally, I would love to clear 2 whole shelves. I don't know if that's ambitious, because a lot of these are ones that I have already read and love. Like, I'm thinking Sophie Anderson, I'm thinking the Adventures on Trains series, I'm thinking Potkin and Stubbs. Like, there's a lot on there that just hold value to me for being ones that I have loved, even though I might not necessarily reread them, so that might be ambitious. But we're gonna try our best and tackle the middle grade shelves. We are gonna start more so down the bottom, because that makes sense to me. I need to get this cart out of the way as well. So let's do that. Oh, that is a middle grade book. That needs to come over here. Maybe. Okay, let's get rid of that. Oh, it's such a mess down here. But now I can come over here. Right. I've got so much like knick-knackage and stuff over here too that just all needs sorting out. And Finn is here to help as well now. You can't see him. He's just that little bit too short. But he's here to help too. I really hope that I am not totally out of focus this whole time. Hey, this isn't a game. Right, let's have a look. Okay, Lockwood & Co. I really enjoyed this, but I'm probably never going to reread it or continue. I thought I was going to continue, and then I never did. Is this middle grade or is this YA? I think this is middle grade. Right, that can go. They are my Scandar books, and they can stay. They were gifted by Gavin. Okay, the Amy Raphael books. I feel like I started The Ship of Cloud Stars once and then never continued it. Like, I must have only got like a chapter in at best. I'm never going to read them. They can go. I have 2 copies of Northchild, which I love. One is a proof and one is the finished copy, but I love them, so they can stay. The Songs of Magic trilogy, I have read this whole trilogy. I liked it very much. I'm never going to reread them, so they can go. But I have read them and liked them. I feel like I probably will read Anya and the Nightingale at some point, so that can stay. Alex Neptune can go. This is the second book because I thought I was going to read that. I have read the first one and it was fine, hence I got the second one, but I'm not going to read it now. And Witchlings by Claribel A. Ortega can also go. I just don't have any desire to read it. Moving on. Eye of the North by Sinead O'Hart can stay. I loved that. And I also loved The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane and Secret of Whitestone Gate for like a kind of dark academia middle grade. I really enjoyed those. The Last Firefox can go. I'm not going to read it. I think I tried to unhaul it once before and someone encouraged me to keep it. And I still haven't read it, so it's going. The Jacqueline Moriarty books, I still would like to give a go at some point. I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm going to keep them for now. For now being key there. More knickknacks and stuff. The Republic of Birds, I loved. Like a Charm by Elle McNichol is signed and personalised, so that one can stay. City of Lost Dreamers can go. Guardians of the Unicorns, Guardians of Wild Unicorns can go. Haven't read either of them. House on Haunted Hill is a middle grade horror, and I have a plan for some middle grade horrors. The Bellwoods game is also a middle grade horror, which I liked. Totoro is staying. The Grace Lynn books, I enjoyed the first one. I don't think I ever finished the second one, or did I? Maybe I did, but I can't remember. They can go. They're not super special to me. They can go. And then we've got all the M.G. Leonard, Sam Sedgman Adventures on Trains that can stay. More M.G. Leonard in Twitch and Spark. I liked them. I haven't picked up the third book. I have enjoyed both of these, but I never picked up the third one, which probably indicates that I'm not going to continue that series, so they can go. And then the Ice Children, this beautiful special edition of that, or I think it's just the Waterstones edition actually, and it is signed too. That one can stay. You know what? I'm already quite happy with the progress we're seeing here. That's pretty good. Moving on up. I've got so much knick-knackage. I will also sort the knick-knacks out. Up here, I don't know why these are placed where they are, but I'm interested in both of those, and I need to find out where they go in the pile. But A Secret of Bird and Bone and Frankie Best Hates Quests. Something about this one I just feel like is going to be fun. I'm keeping them. Locked Out Lily made me cry. Am I ever going to read it again? Unlikely, but I did really like this one. But I'm probably never going to read it again, so it can go. That one hurts a little bit. Ugh. Strange Worlds Travel Agency. I read the first one. That's not the first one. I read the first one. That's not the first one either. Good God. I read the first one, very much enjoyed, have never continued. Don't think I'm going to at this point, I just keep putting them off. They can go. Then we have all of the Dreadwood books, which I'm hoping to actually read very soon because it's Halloween season. Another couple of cutesy ones. I think that this could be fun. The Extraordinary Adventures of Alice Tonks. I'm going to keep hold of that one because I think that could be fun. That's decorative. You don't live here. This is what I mean. It's become a dumping ground. I just use it for storage for other things. These need to go on my fairy loot shelf. Whoa. Right, and then we've got my Diana Wynne Jones books, which are not going anywhere. I love Diana Wynne Jones. Oh, that can stay. But you know what can go? These three. A.M. Howell's The Garden of Lost Secrets, Mystery of the Night Watchers, and House of 100 Clocks. I think my sister has actually read this one and liked it. Maybe she will steal from this box before it makes it to the school. We'll see. But you know what? Considering I was saying I wanted to make sure I had, like, one, if not maybe two shelves cleared, and I'm already here. That's impressive. We have gone up as far as you can go. There's a whole shelf up here that you can't even see. That I can barely reach, and I'm on a stool. It's only a little stool, but I am. I'm very short. Right, next shelf. So much trinketage. I think I need to have a serious trinket clear out as well. This is what I mean about this shelf ending up being a dumping ground. If I've got a trinket, I don't know where it goes. It ends up over here. I do, however, have a crown. Right, moving on. The Wind Child, I loved. The Phil Hicks books, I also loved. They can stay. Are they gonna... Oh, this crown is gonna fall off my head. I'm gonna have to take it off. But again, where does it live? I don't know. For now, back on Diana Wynne Jones. Hide and Seeker was a middle grade horror, but I'm probably never going to reread it, so that one can go. No One Leaves the Castle. I loved this. I really enjoyed this. But again, I'm probably not going to reread it. It was an Owl Crate Junior one, so it's signed, and it's got some of the Owl Crate Junior stuff in there. But I loved this book. It was a great fun time, bit of a murder mystery fun in the castle vibe. I think this would be better off somewhere else, but I loved it. By Ash, Oak and Thorn looks very atmospheric, but I just don't think I'm gonna read it, so it can go as well. My Michelle Harrison series, the Pinch of Magic series, can absolutely stay. However, 13 by Michelle Harrison, 13 Treasures, I have never reached for this, and I don't foresee myself reaching for this. So, it can go. I'm being brutal. The Kieran Millwood Hargrave books, these pair, I enjoyed. Would I ever reach for them again? Probably not. They would be better off somewhere else. That one kind of hurts as well, because they are lovely books. Vashti Hardy. I've got the Puffin Portal and the Griffin Gate, which are Vashti Hardy's, like, younger readers. And I think these are also the dyslexia-friendly print ones. I love Vashti Hardy. I have read them, but they are definitely better off in the school than on my shelf. The rest of Vashti Hardy, however, I still haven't read these two. And I haven't continued the Harley Hitch series. Harley Hitch can go. I read the first one, enjoyed it, have not picked up any of its sequels. I don't think I'm going to. It can go. Crowfall, I very much enjoyed. It can stay. The Bright Storm series, I've read the first two twice, because I was then going to read the third one, and I still haven't read the third one. Now there's a fourth one that I also still haven't read. But I know from experience that when I'm in a dark place, Vashti Hardy has pulled me out of it before, which is why I reread these ones, I think. So Vashti Hardy gets to stay. And Wild Spark. I liked Wild Spark, but it's not my favourite of hers, so that can go as well. Yes. Wow, I am being brutal here. And then we've got the Winter House Mysteries. My sister has actually borrowed the first one. I enjoy these a lot. I read the second one not that long ago, so that can stay. And then we move upwards. We have got the Potkin and Stubbs series, which I love. Hello, phone. I love the Potkin and Stubbs series. That is not going anywhere. Spell Stoppers. This is one that I read recently and didn't hate, but didn't love. I felt it was very much like a lot of other middle grades. It was fine. Apologies for the constant phone pinging. I should have put that on mute, really. The Last Bear is one I still haven't read, because I feel like it's going to make me sad, but I want to read this for a polathon, so I'm going to hold on to it. Ink Heart. Good riddance to Ink Heart. That was harsh. I started this one relatively recently and did not get on with it. It can go. Wilderlaw, I am told, is Pokemon-esque, so I kind of want to keep it. We may revisit all of these shelves. Okay, Heather Fawcett's middle grade. I am no longer as, in love with Heather Fawcett as I once was. I loved Ember and the Ice Dragons. I liked The Language of Ghosts. And I have not read The Grace of Wild Things. And I don't feel like I will. So they can all go. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Pet and Bitter. I have these on my middle grade shelf and I don't know if that's where they belong. We will reshelve these. Abby Elphinstone's Sky Song I loved, but I'm never going to read it again, I don't think. No, I'm not. This one can go as well. The Great Fox Illusion I have never read. I never will. It can go. I'm doing really well here. This one, the Place Called Perfect trilogy, I painted the edges of these myself. I really liked these books. Am I going to reread them? I'm going to put these in the pile. I'm not going to reread them. It hurts to do this though. Moondial, on the other hand, I loved and probably would read again. So that can stay. Arusha and the End of Time, I have never read, have very little interest in all honesty. It can go. Orion Lost, I loved. I'm never going to read it again. And it's time to face that reality. King and the Dragonflies, I feel is one that I should read. I haven't read, but I'm just not gonna. Rise of the Dragon Moon, I have read and liked, but I'm not gonna read it again. Ice Bear Miracle, I might save for a polathon, for a quick polathon read. And then what have we got over here? The Raven Air, I'm not gonna read. Wilder Than Midnight, I still feel like I might. That can stay. Three Impossibles, I'm not going to read. And Artie and the Blue Gods, I'm not going to read. I read the first two books in this series. And I'm not going to continue. It can go. Oh my good God. I have 2 shelves empty. I have done better than I thought I was going to. We haven't even done the top shelf yet. But to be fair, I think a lot of the top shelf is probably going to stay. Let's see. The Uncommoners, I do want to read. The Crooked Sixpence series. I've read the first one. I haven't continued, but I want to. Wonderscape and Legendarium. Similarly, I'm thinking I'm gonna keep. Then we've got the whole Polar Bear Explorers Club series, which I definitely want to keep. The Girl Who Drank the Moon can go. That's another one that I painted myself. I liked it quite a lot, but I've not really thought about it since. So it can go. The Night Silver Promise by Annalise Avery. I don't know anything about it. I've never thought about it. I didn't even know I owned it. It can go. The Catherine Arden series are definitely staying. Willowdean by Catherine Applegate can go. Sophie Anderson is staying. Laura Ellen Anderson is staying. B.B. Alston is staying. I haven't read the second Amari book, but I probably will at some point. And Eva Evergreen, Semi-Magical Witch, can go. Oh my god. Right, I'm gonna shift everything back up. Bear with me whilst I do that. Okay, I have decided that A Secret of Bird and Bones can also go, and I have seen on the bottom shelf there's actually another stack that I forgot about, which includes Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor, which can go. I have read this. I didn't have the best time, but I can appreciate it. My Thomas Taylor series, the Malamander series, the last one is Mermadusa, I would like to keep, but we're in dangerous territory now. I then have my hardcover of Hollowpox, but it's actually printed incorrectly. So I don't even know what to do with this. Maybe it's not? I swore this edition had something wrong with it, but now I don't know. Maybe this edition doesn't have anything missing, but none of mine match, and I don't actually have books 1 and 2 anymore. Is this book 3 or 4? Like, I don't even know. I'm so detached from Nevermore anymore. So, that can go. Maybe I'll read the new one when it eventually comes out, but I won't collect them anymore. Perhaps. And then the last 3 down here, we have Dragon Mountain, which I'm not going to read. The Island That Didn't Exist, which I'm not going to read. And Starfell, which is signed and personalised. I have given my sisters my hardback copies of these already, but I want to keep the first one, because I really enjoyed this series, and it is signed and personalised, so I'm going to keep that. Which does mean that I need to condense it all onto these 4 shelves, and if I didn't have the pretty things, I could do that. And I could move the pretty things. Let's shuffle. Let's shuffle. That has all of my middle grades on those top 4 shelves. I probably could be more brutal. You know what? Let's be. Let's be more brutal. I'm not going to read Wilder Than Midnight. It's not going to happen. I'm never going to reach for it. The Wind Child, I loved very much. I'm not going to read it again. It can go. The Bellwoods Game, I liked. I'm never going to read it again. It can go. This means I can probably actually shift up a bit more. Could I fit the last Diana Wynne Jones book up there? Probably. Ha ha ha. Which means you lot can shift over. And you can come up here. I love them too much to do anything about that. Okay, okay. I'm happy with how this has gone. And then my little rose can go back in there where it was. And I've cleared 2 shelves. That there on those 4 shelves is now all of my middle grade. That sparks so much joy than the mess that was there before. And now I have these bottom shelves to clear up and this slot to box up. Okay, let's do that. So I may or may not have got a little carried away, but we're done. I boxed up all of those books. They did not all fit in one box. I did have to have 2. So I've got all the paperbacks in one box, all of the hardbacks in another. But I finished it. And all of my middle grades now only come up to here. And I've still got a little bit of space if I get rid of some decorative bits. If I acquire more middle grades. But I just haven't been acquiring them outside of ones I'm like really excited about, for example, like the new Scandar one. I've recently read the 3rd one and very much enjoyed, so got the 4th one and I'm loving. I have then moved my Pokemon onto its own shelf. I've got some of the decorative books from Fairy Loot just filling out the end of that space. But all of my Pokemon is now there, which clears up 2 shelves over on my manga shelf, which it desperately needed because my manga shelf is more of is one of the narrow ones. So Pokemon was occupying 2 of those. Now it's got its own 1 shelf here. Underneath that, I now have a dedicated space for my self-destruct TBR, which I really wanted to get it off my desk because it was just sat there. It now has a home, and I've got more space on that shelf for, I don't know what would go there. Maybe like at the beginning of the year, maybe I could have a designated space for my priority TBR. Unlikely to happen because my priority TBR a lot of the time comes off that shelf. We'll see. But yeah, I've got a little bit more space there. I got rid of so much knick-knackage. I found stuff that had been dumped over here that I didn't need to keep anymore, so that's all gone. And I cleared out the cart that had kind of just become the cart of doom over here, which had all sorts dumped into it. So now on the top I can have the books I have read this month so that they are together ready for my wrap-up. So that is exactly what is there. The shelf under that currently has nothing in it. Well, I've put my camera battery charger in there. Maybe it could just be a place for chargers, I don't know. And then the shelf at the very bottom has some bigger bits that don't have homes, really. So I'm quite happy with having that cleared out, and I think overall that corner just looks so much cleaner. And like, I can walk up to it, you know? I haven't been able to do that because it just ends up being a dumping ground. And all of the books that were in the wrong places that shouldn't have been over there have been shelved where they should be because they've just been temporarily plopped down in the danger zone. And it no longer needs to be the danger zone. Hurrah! Okay, well that's it. That is this video. This is the unhaul that I had been putting off doing and the clear out of the middle grade section. So thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I really hope I haven't been out of focus this whole time because I'm way too far away from the camera to do anything about that. But thanks for hanging out with me. If I unhauled any of your favourite middle grades, I am sorry, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But I hope you have enjoyed hanging out with me and, to some degree, holding me accountable to get this shit done. Alright, I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye!